Hey everybody! Making friends can be a little tricky sometimes, right? It's like trying to find the perfect pair of jeans. Sometimes it takes a little searching. But just like finding those amazing jeans that fit just right, finding great friends is totally worth it. Whether you're new in town, just graduated, or you're like me and you accidentally scared off your last friend by doing that thing with your eyes, you know the one. It's never too late to make some fantastic new pals. And the best part? It's way easier than you think. We're going to chat about some super simple, fun ways to make those connections and build friendships that last longer than my attention span during a squirrel video. So get comfy, grab your favorite snack, and get ready to unlock the secret to making friends. You got this. Alright friends, let's kick things off with the most important step. And no, it's not learning a secret handshake, though those are cool too. The first step to making friends is simply being approachable. Think of yourself like a big, friendly welcome mat at a door. You want people to feel like they can come right up and say hi. And how do we do that? Well, it all starts with a smile. Seriously, it's like magic. When you smile at someone, it's like sending a little signal that says, "Hey, I'm friendly, come talk to me." You'd be amazed how a simple smile can brighten someone's day and make them feel more comfortable approaching you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ellen, smiling is great and all. But what if I accidentally make eye contact? That's terrifying. Trust me, I get it. Eye contact can be scary, like running into your principal at the grocery store when you're supposed to be homesick. But here's the thing, a little eye contact goes a long way. It shows people you're listening, you're engaged, and you're not about to pull a disappearing act like that sock in the dryer. But here's the best part, you don't have to launch into a deep conversation right away. Start small, like you're warming up for a dance-off. Gotta stretch those social muscles. A simple hello, good morning, or even just a friendly nod can break the ice and make someone feel seen. You might be surprised how often that small gesture leads to a longer chat. Remember, even the most amazing friendships start with a single step. So go on, flash those pearly whites, make a little eye contact, and see what happens. You never know, that friendly face in the coffee shop line could be your next best friend just waiting for a reason to say hello. Alright, so you've mastered the art of the smile and eye contact. You're basically a friend magnet at this point. But how do you turn those initial hellos into actual friendships? Well, that's where the magic of common ground comes in. Think of it like this. Remember that time you finally found someone who also loves pineapple on their pizza? Instant connection, right? Finding shared interests is like discovering a secret password to a super cool club. It gives you something to bond over, something to talk about, and a reason to hang out again and again. So how do you find those shared passions? Easy. Start by thinking about the things you love. Are you a bookworm who can't resist a good mystery? Join a book club. Do you secretly dream of being on So You Think You Can Dance? Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Sign up for a dance class. The point is, surrounding yourself with people who share your interests is like creating a friendship buffet. There's something delicious for everyone. But what if you're thinking, Ellen, I'm interested in everything. I'm like a walking encyclopedia of hobbies. Well, my friend, that's where the power of curiosity comes in. Don't be afraid to ask people about their interests. What gets them excited? What are they passionate about? Trust me, people love talking about the things they love. Plus, you might just discover a hidden talent or a new hobby you never knew you'd enjoy. Remember, building a friendship is like building a house. You need a strong foundation. Finding those shared interests is like laying the bricks, one conversation at a time. So go on. Get curious, ask questions, and see what amazing connections you build along the way. Okay, let's talk about one of the most important ingredients in the friendship recipe. Being your amazing, quirky, one-of-a-kind self. Listen, trying to be someone you're not is like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's just not gonna work. Plus, it's exhausting. Think about it. Do you really want friends who only like the fake version of you? No way. You deserve friends who love you for you, quirks and all. So let your freak flag fly. Embrace the things that make you unique, even the things you think are a little weird, we all have them. Maybe you laugh like a hyena, or you have an irrational fear of squirrels. No judgment, those little guys can be sneaky. Those quirks are part of what make you you, and trust me, the right people will appreciate them. Now, I know putting yourself out there can be scary. It's like that feeling you get right before you go on a roller coaster. A mix of excitement and why did I agree to this? But here's the thing, vulnerability is a superpower. When you're open and honest about who you are, it gives other people permission to do the same. And that's where the magic happens. When you can be your true selves with each other, without judgment or pretense, that's where real connection is born. So go on, share your passions, your weirdness, your love of polka dots, or whatever floats your boat. The world needs more of your authentic self, and your future best friends are out there waiting to meet the real you. Chapter 4. Making the first move. Channel your inner go-getter. Okay, you've smiled, you've found some common ground, you're rocking your authentic self. Now it's time to take the plunge and make the first move. I know, putting yourself out there can be intimidating. It's like trying a new food for the first time. You never know if you're going to love it, or if it's going to make your stomach do backflips. But here's the thing, the people who become our closest friends don't magically appear on our doorsteps with a plate of cookies, though if that happens, call me. Sometimes you gotta be the one to extend the invitation, to start the conversation, to make the first move. Now, I'm not saying you need to go around handing out friendship bracelets to strangers, though, again, not a bad idea. But if you meet someone you click with, don't be afraid to take the initiative. It doesn't have to be anything grand or complicated. It could be as simple as saying, hey, I really enjoyed talking to you, would you want to grab coffee sometime, or I'm gonna check out that new bookstore next week? You should totally come. The point is, sometimes people are just waiting for a signal that you're interested in hanging out, so give them a sign. The worst that can happen is they say no, and that's okay. Rejection is just a part of life, like stubbing your toe or getting stuck in traffic. It's annoying, but it doesn't define you. So channel your inner go-getter and go for it. You never know what amazing friendships are waiting to blossom with a simple invitation. Chapter 5. Tech to the rescue. Making friends in the digital age. Okay, let's be real for a second. Making friends in the digital age can feel like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded while riding a unicycle. It's tricky. But don't worry, my friend, because technology can actually be your secret weapon in the friend-making game. Think about it. Social media and apps are like giant virtual meetup spots, just buzzing with people who share your interests. Whether you're a foodie, a film buff, a dog lover, or a champion knitter, I'm still working on my finger knitting skills. There's a group, a forum, a subreddit, a hashtag, you name it for you. So how do you turn those online connections into real-life friendships? Well, it's all about taking those virtual conversations offline. Once you've established a rapport with someone online, suggest meeting up in person for that activity you both love. Maybe you bond over your shared love of vintage clothing. Why not hit up a thrift store together? Or maybe you're both obsessed with a certain podcast. Suggest a virtual listening party followed by a video chat to discuss. And don't forget about the power of friendship apps. There are so many apps out there specifically designed to connect people looking for platonic connections. It's like online dating, but for friends. So whether you're a social media butterfly or you're more of a tech-cautious caterpillar, don't be afraid to explore the world of online communities and apps. You might be surprised at the amazing connections waiting for you just a click away. Chapter 6. The Art of Listening. Because everyone wants to feel heard. Alright, let's talk about one of the most important skills in the friendship game. Being a good listener. And no, I don't just mean nodding your head while simultaneously planning your grocery list in your head. I'm talking about truly listening, the kind of listening that makes the other person feel seen, heard, and valued. Think about it. When someone truly listens to you, it makes you feel understood, right? It's like they're holding up a mirror to your soul, but in a good way, not a scary haunted house mirror kind of way. So how do you become a listening superstar? Well, it starts with paying attention. Put those phones down, silence the notifications, and give the other person your undivided attention. Focus on what they're saying, both their words and their body language. And here's the key. Ask questions. Not just any questions, but those open-ended, thought-provoking questions that show you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. Ask about their experiences, their opinions, their dreams, and when they're talking, resist the urge to interrupt with your own stories. I know it's tempting, especially when you have that perfect anecdote that relates to what they're saying. But sometimes, the best gift you can give someone is simply the space to be heard without judgment or interruption. Remember, being a good listener is like being a good dance partner. It's about give and take, about creating a space where both people feel comfortable sharing and connecting. So go on, practice those listening skills. You might be surprised at the depth of the conversations and the strength of the bonds you build. Okay, so, you've met some cool people, you've bonded over your shared love of underwater basket weaving. Hey, I don't judge. And you're feeling good about these potential friendships. But here's the thing. Friendships, just like plants, need nurturing to thrive. That means putting in the effort, making time for each other, and staying in touch. Think about it. Have you ever had that friend who you absolutely adore, but life gets busy and you drift apart? It's like that feeling when your favorite show gets canceled. So much potential, but it just kind of fizzles out. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. Staying in touch doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It's about those small gestures that show you care. Send a quick text to say hello, comment on their latest social media post, tag them in a funny meme that reminded you of them. The point is to keep those lines of communication open, even if it's just a quick check-in. And when it comes to spending time together, be proactive. Don't wait for the stars to align and for everyone's schedules to magically sync up. Take the initiative to suggest a coffee date, a movie night, a walk in the park, whatever floats your boat. Remember, friendships are like gardens. They need tending to thrive. So water those friendship plants with regular contact and watch your bonds blossom. Alright, let's talk about a super rewarding way to meet new people. Volunteering. Now I know what you're thinking, Ellen, volunteering? Is that really the secret to unlocking a treasure chest of new friends? Trust me, it totally can. Volunteering is like a giant mixer for people who want to make a difference. You're surrounded by like-minded individuals who are passionate about the same causes, which automatically gives you something in common to bond over. Plus, you're doing good for the community, which is like giving your karma points a major boost. Win-win. The best part? There are endless opportunities to volunteer, no matter your interests or skills. Love animals? Lend a hand at a local animal shelter. Passionate about literacy? Become a reading tutor for kids. Have a green thumb. Volunteer at a community garden. The possibilities are endless. And here's the secret sauce. Volunteering naturally creates opportunities for conversation and connection. You're working side by side with people, sharing an experience and making a difference together. It's like friendship fertilizer. So if you're looking for a meaningful way to meet new people, I highly recommend checking out volunteer opportunities in your community. Not only will you be making a positive impact, but you might just make some lifelong friends along the way. Okay, let's have a real talk about something important: patience. In a world of instant gratification and swipe-left culture, it's easy to get discouraged if we don't find our soulmate BFF within 5 minutes of meeting someone. But here's the thing. Meaningful friendships, just like a fine wine or a perfectly aged cheese, take time to develop. Think about it. Your closest friends, the ones who know you inside and out, didn't become your ride or dies overnight. It took shared experiences, late-night talks, maybe a few awkward first dates, hey, it happens, and a whole lot of trust building to get to that level of closeness. So if you're feeling impatient about making friends, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't put pressure on yourself to force connections or rush into anything. Just focus on being yourself, putting yourself out there and letting those relationships unfold naturally. And remember, not every connection is meant to be a lifelong friendship, and that's okay. Sometimes people come into our lives for a season, a reason, or a lesson. Cherish those interactions for what they are, learn from them, and then move on. The point is, be patient with yourself, be patient with the process, and trust that the right people will come into your life at the right time. Alright, let's talk about the secret weapon in the friend-making arsenal: kindness. I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But trust me, a little bit of kindness can go a long way in building strong, lasting connections. Think about it. How do you feel when someone goes out of their way to do something nice for you? It makes you feel good, right? Like you matter. Well, guess what? People love feeling valued and appreciated. So how do you sprinkle a little kindness into your interactions? It doesn't have to be anything grand or expensive. It's about those small gestures that show you care. Offer to help someone with a task. Lend a listening ear when they're having a bad day. Surprise them with their favorite coffee order. And here's a big one. Celebrate their successes. Be their biggest cheerleader, their personal hype squad. Whether it's a work promotion, a personal achievement, or just a really great hair day, let them know you're proud of them. Remember, kindness is contagious. When you radiate positivity and generosity, it inspires those around you to do the same. So go on, spread the love, my friend. You'll be amazed at the ripple effect it creates. Alright, my friend, it's time to put on your party pants, or your comfy jeans, no judgment here. Because we're talking about the magic of events and social gatherings. I know, for some of us the thought of attending a social event can feel about as appealing as a root canal. But trust me, events can be amazing opportunities to meet new people and expand your social circle. Think about it, events are like pre-planned friend meetups. You're surrounded by people who share your interests, whether it's a book signing for your favorite author, a workshop on sustainable living, or a concert for your favorite band. And the best part? The shared experience naturally creates conversation starters. You can bond over your love for the speaker's message, your shared struggles with keeping plants alive, or your mutual appreciation for the band's epic guitar solo. Now I know what you're thinking, Ellen, I'm not exactly the life of the party, I'm more of a wallflower. And you know what? That's totally fine. You don't have to be the first one on the dance floor or the loudest voice in the room to make a connection. Just be yourself, be approachable, and strike up conversations with people. Ask questions, listen genuinely, and see where the conversation takes you. You might be surprised at the connections you make and the friendships you spark in these unexpected places, so go on, step outside your comfort zone, say yes to that invitation, and embrace the magic of events and gatherings. You never know who you'll meet and what adventures await. Well, there you have it, my friends. We've covered a lot of ground, from flashing those pearly whites to embracing our inner volunteers. Remember, making friends is a journey, not a destination. It's about putting yourself out there, being open to new experiences, and letting those connections unfold naturally. The most important thing is to be yourself, have fun, and don't take it too seriously. Friendship should be a source of joy, support, and laughter, not another item on your to-do list. So go on, get out there and make some new friends, and if you try any of these tips, I want to hear all about it. Tag me in your social media posts or send me a message. I can't wait to celebrate your new friendships.